This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines. A bill that would force Florida utility companies to disclose their executives' pay passed its first committee this week. The Tampa Bay Times reports among the most powerful special interests in Florida, utility companies have been lobbying to kill Senate Bill 354, according to Republican Senator Don Gates. House records indicate that 4 Florida Power and Light lobbyists are registered to the bill. FPL has the largest utility in the U.S. and has 37 lobbyists in the state capitol, including a former DeSantis chief of staff. In February, Florida Power and Light asked for a nearly $9 billion increase to customers' base rates over the next 4 years, which some have called the largest rate hike request in American history. Lobbyists from the Associated Industries of Florida, which gets funding from utilities like Duke Energy and Tampa Electric, have also signed up to lobby on the House bill. Neither Duke Energy nor Tampa Electric lobbyists are registered to the bill. Yesterday, the Center for Biological Diversity filed a lawsuit against the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for failing to protect 11 different endemic Florida species. WMNF's Caitlin Serafin reports regulatory freezes have prevented protections for these species.
Beginning January 20th, the Trump administration instated a regulatory freeze, halting new or pending regulations. Just 3 weeks later, 420 staff members from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service were fired. These actions are hindering efforts to protect 11 species who have been pending protections since 2022. Elise Bennett, Florida and Caribbean Director at the Center for Biological Diversity, says this about the species.
But to date, those protections have not been finalized for the reptiles, and protections for habitat have not been finalized for the plants. And so here we are with these species that the Fish and Wildlife Service has acknowledged are in trouble. They're facing extinction, but they're still not protected.
The lawsuit aims to set an aggressive timeline for federal agencies to finalize the protections. Caitlin Serafin, WMNF News.
100 bike riders commuted to work throughout Tampa yesterday in celebration of Florida Bike Month. The Bike to Work Ride and Rally in downtown Tampa highlighted new bike routes, which the city of Tampa announced in January. Tampa Mayor Jane Castor said she is working with City Council to encourage cycling.
And ensuring that there are safe pathways to do that. As many of you know, we have added 130 miles of bike lanes in the city of Tampa, and trying to connect not only all of our neighborhoods, but also to connect to Pinellas County and to provide those options, not just for exercise or leisure activity, but also as a form of transportation to and from work or those other places that you need to be. And individuals aren't going to get out there on the streets if they don't see that as a safe way to transit back and forth. And so we do all that we can to ensure that the pathways are there.
According to bike advocates, riding a bike to work instead of driving can reduce stress, help maintain a healthy weight, save money, and help the environment by reducing carbon emissions. The EPA is challenging people to check their houses for water leaks. WMNF's Noah Vinsky reports on the effort to combat wasted water.
About 1 trillion gallons of water are wasted in household leaks every year, and the Environmental Protection Agency is trying to curb that number. The EPA's annual Fix a Leak Week will be held from next Monday to Friday, which encourages people to check for leaky faucets and pipes around the house to save water. To promote kids participating in Fix a Leak Week, the Florida Governmental Utility Authority has introduced Detective Drippy, who teaches children the importance of saving water. The average household accounts for nearly 10,000 gallons wasted per year, enough to fill a backyard in-ground swimming pool. One of the biggest water wasters is the toilet, which the EPA says can waste more than 200 gallons of water a day if not working properly. To find major leaks, the EPA encourages families to check their monthly water usage during colder months like January and February. It says if a family of 4 exceeds 12,000 gallons monthly, it is a sign of a serious leak. Noah Vinsky, WMNF News.
Today will be much warmer than yesterday with highs in the mid-80s. Clear skies tonight with overnight lows in the lower 60s. Even warmer weather tomorrow with highs in the upper 80s, but it will cool back down Sunday with some rain. I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.